Good evening. It never fails to amuse me that even before I'm here, you're here. So that's bizarre, isn't it? Right, let's get myself set up and sorted so that I can talk to you. And at least I can see the comments. Right, let's move that over there. There we go. Greetings and very good evening to you. I can see that we've got a few people arriving already. 7 people. Wow, 7 people. That's more people than I've spoken to today, I'll be honest with you. Oh, and there we go, 31. I have, in real life today, I have spoken to 5 people. So, you know, this just tucks it really, doesn't it? The 42 people, 46 people now in here saying hello. Well, very good evening to you, everybody. It is a Monday night. Well, until this morning, I didn't really know what I was going to talk about in this video, but I have, throughout the day, clobbered together a list of things that I thought might be quite wise and quite, helpful for everybody. But I will start off with a question I was asked this week, actually. Somebody actually emailed me a question and asked me very simply, what's the best camera to vlog with? And if it was me, well, I'd be saying the phone is a good way to start because you've always got it. But my very first vlogs were on this one, actually. And I'll be honest with you, this is terrible. I bought it because I didn't know any better, and that was my very first one. The camera I would recommend is a Canon G7X. That's the one that I used to use, and I thought it was the best camera I ever had. Mine broke because it was used a lot every day, and one day it just wasn't focusing correctly, and before you know it, it gave up the ghost. I ended up throwing it across a campsite, I believe, at one point because it just broke on me. But to be fair, it wasn't the camera's fault, it was my fault, and it was it was particularly troublesome week, that was. But I won't go into too much details about that. So very good evening to you, everybody. I can see we've got lots of hellos. John, very good evening to you. Hi Simon, yes, I'll be coming on to that in a minute. Yeah, very good to see everybody here tonight. Sony NEX5R. Yeah, okay, yeah. I've also heard the RX100 Mark V is a great camera as well. That's very good. It does 4K as well. So that's a very good camera. Just bought a new caravan thanks to you and Andrew. Thank you, Nigel. What caravan have you got, Nigel? If you could put that in there, that'd be great. Full-time touring, good evening to you. And good evening to you, Peter, as well. And there we go. Caravan Gossip, a hello from him. You know, I've already spoken to Ian already this evening. We often spend a good hour or so chatting to each other on FaceTime. So I'll probably be doing everybody's nut in his house this evening as well. A Swift Conqueror 530. That's a lovely caravan. Well done, Nigel. Congratulations. I hope you have a lovely time in it. And it'd be great to see some footage from you. You know, just let us know how you get on with it. It'd be lovely to see it. You know, it'd be really good. Evening, Rob. Hope you're well. Hope you've recovered from the lurgy and your immense sore throat that you're suffering from at Cirencester. I just bought a Sony AX53. Yes, John, I know that you've just bought that, and I know that you have been putting some vlogs up on your channel as well from your camping with your new caravan. So actually, everybody go and head on over to Lensman2 online. He's got a lovely little channel there, and why not give him a subscription as well. Good evening to you, Gordon. Hope your family are all okay. Yes, we're fine, thank you. It has been a troublesome couple of weeks, actually. I won't lie to you. It has been pretty up and down. Obviously, everything that took place with Chloe, her breaking her wrist, and that was, you know, even though it wasn't really bad, it was still quite troublesome because obviously she broke her wrist, and it's a bit of a nasty issue, isn't it? But when we came home from our holiday, whilst this took place, we came home to our very, very sick cat, Felix, and you may have seen him on a couple of my videos. I think he walked across one of my videos, and he certainly spent a long time with me, and he used to sit just here actually, and he used to always curl up with me, and he was my favourite cat of the whole whole world. And unfortunately, we had to have him put down. He'd perforated his bladder, and he was very, very, very sick. So we had to have him put down. And it really upset everybody, actually. You know, pets upset you more than you would ever possibly imagine. But, we had to have him put down. But then weirdly, as things turned out, we were given a rescue cat to look after and bring up together. And you've probably seen pictures of him on my Twitter account already. We were given a rescue cat to look after and rehabilitate because he lost his mum recently. So we now have Smudge in the house. Do you want to go and get Smudge? Chloe's going to pop in and say hello to you. And I'm just going to get rid of this bit of fluff which is on the camera lens here. So we got Smudge now, and he's going to fulfil our lives and keep Chops on his feet, no doubt. The two of them already are getting on great guns, so that's really good. But Felix, I miss a lot because he was a great cat, and he was a very clever cat as well. He could open doors. He used to run around the house shouting out hello in a cat-like voice. But it's weird, isn't it, how they really get under your skin and really do make your life worth living. But there we go. You'll see Smudge in a minute. Here he comes. Do you want to come and say hello? Yeah. Go on then, walk in behind me over there then.
Oh, Smudge.
There we go.
Hello.
So this, you alright?
Yeah.
Rock hard cast?
Yeah.
So obviously cast, Smudge, Chloe. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've got 98 people watching you right now.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Do you want to hold the cat? He's trying to escape.
Let me have the cat. There we go.
He's grabbing my arm.
There we go.
Oh no, his arms.
There we go. So this is Smudge. Say hello, Smudge.
Yeah.
There we go. Evening, Alice. I have seen your messages. Yeah, hi, how are you? Hope you're well.
Hello.
How's the car? I heard that you had some troubles with the car in a car park. Hope it's all well. For everybody who doesn't follow Seaside Housewife, pop over to her channel. She's restored this beautiful old caravan, and she's just bought a 1980s Volvo 240, is it, Alice? It's a beautiful car, reminiscent of the days gone by, and it's lovely. It's a nice colour as well. It's a beautiful car. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, head on over to Alice's channel. It's lovely. Oh, there we go. Alice is putting a picture of it up in the comments there. A Volvo 240 1985. So lovely. Hi Dan, in your drain down vid you say to remove the water filter before using PureClean. How do I do that, please? Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Mark. Okay, quick question. What water filter have you got? Is it the Ultra Flow system you have like mine, the Truma Ultra Flow? If it is, it's that big blue can. It's going to be stiff, but undo that gently if you can, and then inside you'll see a little blue dial that you just pull out, and it's got a charcoal filter wrapped around it. Take that out, put the big blue cap back on again, and that's the filter essentially removed. Hope that helps. Oh, you saw the X6, did you? Okay, yes. I was asking you questions about how the X6 was performing. Are you going to replace that with an X5, John? I've just seen you live. Hi, Chloe. Good to see you're okay. There you go, Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca.
There you are. Did you get the BMW fixed okay? No. It needs a new gearbox. Yeah, so basically the gearbox has got two faults with it. The transfer actuator, which is a common fault on an X5. If anybody has got an X5, they'll know what this problem is a steel worm drive on a plastic gear, and over time the gear basically wears down, so the worm screw spins, but the cog doesn't turn. That's a fairly cheap fix. I can do that myself. But the gearbox itself has got a very slippy clutch. I think it's the final clutch at the back between 5th and 6th. It's got a very slippy clutch there. So yeah, it's going to need to either get rebuilt or redone or something there. So yeah. In the meantime, I'm driving around in my 5 Series, which is nice because I haven't driven that car for some time. So yeah. Are you going to take Smudge with you in the caravan? We take ours and he loves it. Got a harness for him.
We were actually thinking about that. We were talking about that earlier, actually.
Yes, we were. Yeah, so maybe we could see how that goes. No, no, I'm not going to take. No, I don't think we will. Smudge will stay home with his adopted parents here. They don't know that they're going to be looking after him yet, but they will be. We should buy you a new Audi. Well, thank you, Troy. I'm not sure I would suit an Audi, unless it was a soft top TT. You know, I think that would suit me, don't you? The chrome would suit my silver hair.
It's grey, not silver.
That's rude. So, using the Merc C350E, my company X6 changed to 220 convertible for my wife. Ah, okay. The 350E was a car I looked at actually when I was before I bought my 535. Yeah, that was a very nice car. I loved the car actually, but the BMW just pipped it for me. Get yourself a Volvo. Well, thanks, John. A bit like yours, I suppose. For anybody who doesn't know, John shares the same storage site as me, and he's literally he's my neighbour. He's across the road and down a bit. So we often sort of bump into each other at the storage site, and he's just bought himself a lovely Volvo, and a little bit jealous, to be honest with you, because his car is a bit nice.
Keith, Tom basically moved out, so he doesn't go camping with us anymore.
No, Tom moved out. He decided that he'd had enough of this family, and he moved out. He now lives in Swindon, so not too far away from us. But he's having a great time. He's loving it, being on his own, and yeah, he's enjoying himself, no problems at all. It's quite nice actually because he pops back when he wants something. But no, he's all right. He's doing good. Really proud of him actually because he's managed to pull himself together and get on and become a little bit more independent, which is lovely. It's all I've ever wanted to him. How did you manage? We can't get our Tom to move out. Well, I stopped him using the washing machine. That never happened. That didn't work because he never used it anyway. I demanded that he takes more showers. That helped him to move on. And finally, I just put his rent up. And put up so much that yeah, he moved out. So it was good. Hi the Walters. Oh, how is the Walters in here?
Yeah, they were speaking.
Okay. The cat is attacking a USB cable.
Where is he?
He's down here.
Hey, Smudgington.
He's about to electrocute himself. Just swapped my car from a Mondeo to a CLK Mercedes. Oh yeah, I think you've done the right thing, Gordon. Mondeos, great tow cars. I've seen many people towing with them. And I think the CLK Mercedes, I think that's a good tow car as well. Obviously I've got no experience with the two, but I do see lots of people with them. I see that Walters Wardens are indeed here, and a very good evening to you, Matt and Gemma. I hope you are well. I like their tweets they'd on today, moaning about the frost-covered cars and the horrendous commute to work. But obviously they don't need to do that anymore because they just walk to work. So a very good evening to you, Matt and Gemma. Hope you are both well. Right, the caravan update. Yes, I need to talk about this. In about 3 weeks' time, we lose our caravan for about a month. We have got some damp issues in the front of our caravan. Now, what you were not aware of is that when we actually had, when I put my caravan in for service, you may have seen me, that film of me doing the caravan servicing. In that service, they actually highlighted that there was actually quite a lot of damp in the front of the caravan. And on closer inspection, what actually was transpiring is that there was cracks forming across the rail above the window. And it's quite common for it to happen, it does happen. And there was also damp coming in the awning rails on the opposite side, and it was just coming at the top there where the rain gutter goes across the top and it meets the awning rail down one side. So we got quite a bit of damp in the front, but it's not a problem because, like all things, if you catch it early enough, you can deal with it. So what's basically happening is the front is coming off of the van, and they're going to reboard it all on the inside and remove any damp issues which are forming in there. is basically very small cracks, very small, tiny little cracks, and it's the capillary action of water, and it's just pouring through, and then it's just darting itself around the timber framework. So the deal is, as long as you catch it early enough, it's never going to be a problem. So we're going to lose our caravan in about 3 weeks' time. We're going to lose it for about a month because they need to dry the front of the van out. They're going to take the front off. They're going to put all new boarding in, sort it all out, and also they're going to sort out a couple of other issues which we have with the caravan as well. So yes, so we're not going to have a caravan over Christmas, which is making me think to myself, what am I going to film for you guys whilst we haven't got a caravan? But I've got some ideas, and probably what I'm going to do, if I've got time, is I'm going to bulk up some videos over the next few weeks so that you can, that I can let those out gradually over the Christmas period. Of course, I need to do another end of year review, and that should be fairly big, this one, certainly bigger than the one we had last year. So yes, that's what's happening. People often ask me, what's the deal with caravans always getting damp? Why do they always leak? And I think the really simple answer is this, is that every caravan, let's just remove him a minute. Remove block. Sorry about that. Is that everybody always asks the same question, why do they always leak? And the simplest question is this, oh, for God's sakes, Jesus was a Muslim. Well, good for him. Just bear with me, let me get rid of him. Hang on a minute. Right. So basically, they always seem to leak because they're hand built, I think, is the basic premise of the issue. You see, every single caravan that you see, no matter how old or how new it is, they all have issues. And because they always leak or they always have issues, people often associate it that, well, you know, what can you do? So is this guy still going? Oh no. There we go. Yeah, I can't seem to kick him off. There we go. I think I've blocked him. I'll find out in a minute. So, because they're always hand built, because they've all got issues, I've lost my thread completely now. It basically means that every caravan has got some sort of problem in it, and you know, I've completely lost my thread. Hang on a minute. They're all hand built. They all leak. They all have issues. I mean, ours, for instance, has got a problem with the grill. It never works properly, but it's because they're hand built. They're all different, every single one. And a guy said to me a couple of weeks ago, what about what about hand built cars? Well, again, you know, if you take a very expensive hand built car like a Morgan, they all have problems because, again, they're all hand built. They're all different. Every single one is different. So if you go into it with your eyes wide open that, okay, they're all different, they're all hand-built, they've all got issues, then you think to yourself, so how do you resolve it? How do the manufacturers get over this problem that they've all got issues built into them? And the deal is, it's how the manufacturers and the dealers handle issues like damp. And I think that's where the problem is at the moment, is that the communication between the dealers and you and me, because, you know, I'm the same as well, it's that communication from the dealer end to the customer and setting the expectations in the industry. I think that's the problem that we have here. The manufacturers, some of them, are really quick at dealing with the issues. Certainly spares or replacement parts or anything like that, they're really quick. Others are incredibly slow. And I've seen firsthand how bad some of the manufacturers are. I'm not going to name any of them because it's not, it's not fair. But some of them are very bad at supplying parts, supplying replacements, or even vans which are under warranty, supplying people to fix problems. Now, a couple of friends of mine, they've got a brand new Coachman, and it leaks. They've had it replaced or they've had it repaired 3 or 4 times. And it's just not satisfactory. They've got so fed up with it, they've actually got rid of it, and they've now jumped over to a motorhome, where I hope that their experiences are far better. Other friends of mine, they've had it for a brand new caravan, brand new, for a year, and the roof was improperly sealed. And the problem is that it's all to do with them being so hand-built, because they're so bespoke. And they're not that simple anymore. They're not sort of shed technology. It's they're a little bit more complicated than what they were years ago. So yeah, it's a difficult one. But I hope that sort of answers to some degree, why they leak. And I apologise for me losing my thread there, but there was a stupid set of comments there, so I completely lost my train of thought. So I hope that helps. Shall I answer some questions now? Not about Jesus, maybe. Can you recommend an adult campsite for a newbie? No, I cannot, because we never go to adult sites. We always go to family sites. Yeah. You have to fully check the work done, because most caravan repairs are not up to scratch. Speaking from experience, Buddy's insight is correct. You must check the work, because some work that comes back, and this isn't down to any individual again, but some of the work that comes back can be quite shoddy. So please do check it. If you're picking it up from a dealer, they should be quite upfront and be willing for you to go and inspect the work that they've just done. If you're picking it up, having a guy do it, don't feel bad about standing over him to watch him do the actual work. Thank you, Legs Down. Rich and Trev there from the Legs Down page. Go and read the Legs Down blog. There's lots of adult sites on there. I hope that helps you. It's not good that vans leak over 20k. No, I completely agree with you. It's not good. It's not acceptable. But the fact is they do. It's not good that a brand new Airstream, for instance, should give you splinters when you put your hand in the cupboard. But it does. So, it's not good enough. But it's what you do in order to get the resolution that you require. It's amazing stuff. Is that the creaking cracks? Crikey, that really went wrong, didn't it? That's the creaking cracks, I suppose you're talking about, Alice, isn't it? Amazing stuff. Yeah, thank you. I see that T1 is with us. Our service engineer says, caravans bend, twist, bounce, bump, and get towed here, there, and everywhere. Eventually, joints open, close, and crack. Leaks happen. Well done for keeping you cool there. Well, thank you. I'm not really cool. They do. People compare caravans to houses, but as you alluded to there, a house doesn't have wheels on it and it doesn't travel at 56 miles an hour down the road. It's a difficult one to try and get across to people, but they will eventually leak. They will fall apart. They will break. Things do not go well. And also, by nature of the beast, the caravan is just a box of compromise. If it was to be built beautifully with everything in it, it would be a lot heavier than it actually is. So it's a compromise. Perhaps the attention to some equality, that's where the problem really lies into it. So I hope that helps. If I could live in my caravan, I would. I'd love it. I'm with you, Rebecca. I love it as well. If I could leave this house and go and live in the caravan and just go and explore, I think I would. It'd be fantastic. Hi from Basra, Iraq. Don't talk about damp. Bought a van and explained that I was out here and asked him if I'd damp, and his response was, it's as dry as a bone. £1,500 to get right. Good grief, Paul. Sorry to hear that. Oh dear. Can you do something on alarms? Yes, Neil. What would you like me to cover off on alarms? What they are, how they work, the different parts of the alarms maybe? Let me know. I'm just going to have a swig of coffee if that's all right. My parents are getting a caravan next year. Yes, I'm fairly young. Good for you. I have a fear of dogs since a young age, and I was wondering, do dogs have their own walking areas? Yes, they do. As a dog owner, yes, you do have your own specified walking areas. Obviously, it depends on the site. Now, the Caravan and Motorhome Club, they have on pretty much every site dedicated dog walking areas, but their size, their availability, and what they have in there really does range vastly depending on the site. For instance, the site that I was on last week with all my friends was at Cirencester. That's got a beautiful, large, enclosed, well-kept dog walking area. The site down in Exbridge Lakeside, fantastic, huge, well-kept dog walk area. Chapel Lane is tiny. It's a little lane that goes down the back of the site, so it's not really a dog walking area. It's a place for them to go and, you know, do what dogs need to do. So it's not great. And if you go to Buxton, there is no dog walking area, but there is a beautiful park out the side of the front of the gates, turn left and up the hill. So it really does depend, really does depend on what you're after. But by and large, they do have dog walking areas. Check the print though and check the information on the sites just to make sure. What is a good basic alarm? A 3-year-old Rottweiler would be a good basic alarm. I will cover off alarms. I'm going to write that down now. There we go, it's written down. Yeah, you can put a Budum Tush in there as well if you want, Alice. Let's have a look at some more questions here. Are you still intending to do vlogs on cooking on the Cadex? Yes, I am, Keith. Yes. Where I'm at with this is I've worked really closely with some people who take pictures of food, who actually create recipes and build recipes, you know, all of the malarkey. And my original idea has been completely rejigged a little bit. The guys at Cadac have been superb. They've sent me over some accessories, etc. for me to use in these recipes. And yes, I am building a cookbook and a cook vlog all about the Cadac and how you can use it. And also, can I write down satellite setup? I don't need to write that down because that's already in my list of things to do, Nigel. So yes, so the cookbook is happening. You wouldn't believe how difficult it is, and also how hard it is to make it look nice. You know, taking pictures of food is not something that I would ever thought was so difficult, but trust me, it really, really is. And if I was to cook for you now, one of the recipes that I were to do, you'd look at it and you'd go, you know, it just needs to look a little bit more pow. And the idea is as well, is that by taking all the pictures of the food that I want to do, you never know, it might actually turn out to be a book. So that's the reason why I'm taking my time over it. So yes. Very good evening to you, James. I am well. Thank you very much for joining in. Good to see you. I see that you've been on some jaunts recently, so I hope everything is good with you. Satellites, yes, I will be covering that. Specifically, I'm going to be covering off a very simple and a very basic satellite setup, how to find the birds in the sky, and then some separate ideas on how you can actually use a satellite in the caravan. So using inbuilt satellite receiver in the TV, taking your Sky HD box, or buying a Freeview box, a free sat box, sorry, in the caravan, and showing you how that all works. So Sky Q as a caravaner, avoid. Well, I think that goes without saying. So yes, so that'll be cool. Have I been to any rallies? I have, Gemma. It was back in 1983, 4. I think it was 1983 or 4. My mum and dad and me and my brother, we used to go on caravan rallies, and I'm trying to remember the centre that we would belong to. I think it was Avon. I can't remember. But yes, we used to go on rallies, and I, as a child, remember pretty much every weekend that we were away at a rally, and yeah, there we go. That's all I can say. Can you update your blog on Wi-Fi extenders when on site? We did one for the Hutu. Yeah, so the Hutu will is still working okay for us, to be honest with you. We've updated the firmware. It seems to work okay. I will be updating a written blog on it because there is a new MiFi dongle available, which basically does everything that the the Hutu does in terms of being able to access an on-site Wi-Fi hotspot and then reshare it, so you can use multiple devices on the single point. So I might just revisit that with some other bits of kit to make that usable for you. Caravan cookbook sounds a superb idea, Dan. Thank you very much. It's actually caravan cooking by numbers. That was the original concept, and it's still, by and large, it's still there. So yes, it will be coming out, I hope soon. I bought a Safari Chef 2 barbecue this year, which shows the size isn't everything. Yeah, talk to my wife about that. She'll agree with you. Can you do an episode on buying used caravans for beginners? What problems can we easily fix and be aware of? And what areas of showstoppers for buying the caravan? Yes. It's funny enough, it's already mapped out. So yes, you'll be seeing something about that soon. And Simon Ingram, more vlogs please. Absolutely, Simon Ingram and his beautiful dog Toffee. More vlogs from you please. I found camping and caravan club insurance much better value than the caravan and motorhome insurance. Yes, we found, insurance wise, we found the caravan and motorhome club very good. But we actually ended up going to Caravan Guard in the end, because they gave us a lot better discounts. They actually were more appealing to me, and they gave me more cover for the same buck, really. So I found Caravan Guard actually really good, and so far they haven't let me down at all. And it's quite good now because obviously I picked up some work from them as well, and I've been doing a few bits for them. So there we go. Hello, Trudgent. Perseca Poacher. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. A beginner's guide to reversing would be cool. No, you see, I can't do that because I'm rubbish. Although I say that, I do by and large try and get the caravan in, reversing it into the bays. Sometimes I give up and then use the motor mover, but by and large I do it. But yes, absolutely, reversing would be a good one. And I think I could do that actually down at Swindon Caravan Group as well, because they've got a nice big area out there, so maybe I could do something there. Maybe have some fun on that, that'd be quite cool. I need to get a new alarm, so help. Definitely, Neil, I will try my best to do something for you. Great job, Dan. Have you taken to this live thing? No, not yet. I'm still a little bit bewildered by it, to be honest with you, because it's a little bit all over the place. And I'll be honest with you, it's really difficult if it's just one person. If you're doing everything, it's difficult, as you would have seen earlier on when we had the silly comments coming up. I've been with Caravan Golf Guide in years, really good to deal with. Yeah, that's my experience with them so far, really good. Would you have been in the caravan over the winter if it had not been fixed? Yes. We never stop. We're always using it. We never put it to sleep. We love. In fact, I'll say this now. I think I prefer winter caravanning than summer caravanning, and that's for two reasons. First of all, it's quieter, but also winter generally, you wrap up warm, you go home, you stay indoors, and you sort of hibernate. But I find that with winter camping, you're outside, you're in the elements, and actually you can really take in the beauty of the surrounding areas. And I loved it. The one time we went to, where was it? Was that Bracelands we went to?
Yeah.
Bracelands we went to. It was snowing. It was -6 outside, and it was 22 degrees inside the caravan. So hot we had to open the windows, and it was absolutely superb. Absolutely superb, and it was so beautiful. We just loved it. So yeah, caravanning over Christmas and a New Year, love it. We're spending Christmas in ours last year, just Niles miles from home. Absolutely, Simon. Do you know what? Fantastic. I'll pop on down and have a cheeky gin with you. Dan, DJI Osmo Plus, what do you think for a clogging camera? As a clogging camera, very good. As a vlogging camera, even better. I'm actually contemplating buying an Osmo because I need to invest some more into some more camera kit. I bought a Steadicam for my phone, if you noticed with the Bailey review, and the biggest complaint I had from that was that the lens wasn't wide enough. And that's true, because this isn't a wide lens, it's only that big. So the Osmo's got a really nice fat wide lens on it. So as a smooth thing to take around inside a camera to do a review, inside a caravan to do a review, I think that's where I want to be going. So I'm looking at investing in an Osmo in the future. And I know you meant vlogging, because the autocorrect on phones, and yeah, it comes up as clogging or blogging. It's terrible. Ducking autocorrect, eh? God, yeah. How do you stop the aqua roll from freezing during the winter caravanning? 2 tips. First of all, get it off the floor. So if you've got those Malenko steady pads, put those on the floor, so get it off the floor, because the ground frost won't penetrate the aqua roll. And the second top tip is use an old jacket, an old coat, and put the pump through a sleeve, and then wrap the coat around it and do the zip up. If you go to inpursuitofadream.com, Deb and Steve, they've got a blog there all about winter caravanning, and that's their top tip. And I did it when we were at Birmingham, I think it was, back in February, when it was particularly cold, and it never froze up. So there's my top tips for stopping the water freezing up. What about a GoPro? What about a GoPro? I use them all the time. As you can see, I've got one there on the shelf. GoPros are very, very good, but as a vlogging camera, I think they're terrible, because they're too wide, they bend the perspective too much, and you can't really focus on what you're looking at. They're great for general views, they're great for getting landscapes, etc. Brilliant. But as a looking into what you know, something to talk to, I think they're terrible. You get seasick after them, seasick from them after a while. Love New Year in our caravan. Absolutely. Did you get the gearbox beamer sorted in the end? No. Let's move on from that one. So the only other thing, how am I doing for time here? I've got to go shortly because I've got to take Angela to work. The only other thing, not in the beamer, by the way. Oh, not in the X5. The only thing I want to talk to you about this evening is merchandise. Now, just a straw poll, yes or no in the comments, please. I see other channels doing it. I don't know whether to do it, but it seems like a lot of fun. How would you guys, if I was to create a load of stickers, or a load of, and the other thing is a load of mugs. If I was to create a load of merch, would you be up for it? Because I've got some ideas. I'll show you some very rough, I mean literally rough ideas today. So I've just been playing around with Photoshop today. So I've got things like this that I'm thinking about putting together. The slogan would be subject to change, but tow your adventure, that sort of thing. Home is where we park it, that sort of thing. Haven't put any words on that one yet. And then you see, and I've always had, and I've got problems with this. You see, putting stickers with our logo on it, you know, like Meet the Trudgeons or something like that. I think that's incredibly narcissistic. But you know, if people would like to buy them, then I think I would do it. But here's my idea for a cup. Where's my second book? I've got listed here some ideas for mugs. And how about this? Think of a travel mug. You know, plastic thing, what have you. How about a plastic travel mug with a checklist on it? Both sides. One for setting up and one for closing down. So the setting up, you check for your level, the electric, the gas, the water, the waste, the toilet, the fridge, the awning, the tea, the coffee, and you finish with the cup. The closing down side, which would be on the other side, could be, have you disconnected your AHU? Have you drained your water in your flush? Have you emptied the waste in the toilet? Have you packed up correctly? Have you checked your windows and checked your side lights? Have you locked your doors closed? Have you checked your lockers and flaps? Legs down, hitched up, checked lights, mirrors. This drink, safe journey. Yeah, I don't know. And the other one I thought about was a checklist of if this van is rocking. Obviously the first one is don't come knocking. The second one would be the steadies are knocked down. Third one would be still moving. Dad is fidgeting in bed. Mum and Dad have had a baby sham or gin. The van is sinking. We're on holiday and we're still arguing about the awning. And then Ian, Caravan Gossip, said tonight about a great mug, which would be awning up, tick, still married, tick. I think that would be a great mug to have in the caravan. So what do you think? Yes or no? I've seen a couple of comments here. Has to. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. My other drink. Oh my goodness. My other drink is a gin. There we go. Check flaps again. Absolutely. check flaps again. Check. How about a generic logo for us YouTubers who've been inspired by you, like a Club Tube logo? Well, yeah, maybe. I did do... See, I've done lots of logos for lots of people, and I could come up with a generic logo again, I suppose. I did think about, you know, the YouTube play button, the red thing with the play button in the middle. I did use that, and I created like a tow bar and a wheel underneath it, so it looked like a YouTube with a... Basically, I turned it into a caravan. Conquer Gin. Oh, we've seen now. Look, this is your face on a mug on a mug. I like that idea. I was going to do that with toilet roll paper, but that descended into filth. Can't wait. Can't wait for the order right now. Well, the only problem is though, is that to get these in at a fairly reasonable price, I'd have to buy a bucket load of mugs. So that's the only issue, to be honest with you, because, you know, I could do them as dropship, but they would be ridiculously expensive, and I think that's not fair. So I will come back to this one. I will look at it, but, you know, I've been playing around with some ideas anyway. Home from Lynn and Rich. Please make me a sticker. I'm your biggest fan. Lynn and Rich. I love you guys so much. You're awesome. I was going to put my biscuit barrel up here actually that Lynn and Rich so kindly and so lovingly bought for us, gave to us, and it's just beautiful. And I've got their mug downstairs right now. It's sat on the kitchen side, and it's got home from Lynn and Rich, and it's beautiful, and it's really lovely. They're probably my biggest fans, and I'm so chuffed that they're here this evening. So very good evening to you, Lynn and Rich. I did see it, but I didn't say anything. I did see a comment from somebody asking about what is it, when you are stationed on a site for seasonal, that's the word. Somebody was asking about seasonal pitches, and Lynn and Rich have literally just started a seasonal holdings at a site, and I think they're going to do some vlogs about, you know, what it's like to be seasonal. So if you have questions about seasonal, head on over to them, go and have a check out their channel. Because it's slightly differently, you know, you can set your awning up a little bit more extravagant, and you can have more stuff around your caravan. So I think they would be a good place to start for seasonal pitches and you know, what it really means. So I hope that helps. Do pre-orders. Yeah, maybe I should actually. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. What I might do then, guys, is I'll put a blog post up on our website. You all know the URL, I suppose, already. www.the-trudgeons.com. I'll put a blog post up there in a few days about merch pre-orders and give you some ideas on what I'm thinking of doing. There we go. Yes. And I will block him as well. Yeah, everybody's saying hello to Lynn and Rich, and that's lovely. Or Kickstarter. Well, Kickstarter, yes. There is some other things coming out on Kickstarter. Not to do with me, but I'm helping out with Kickstarter. So that will be happening soon. But yeah, maybe that's an idea. I did a quote today, you know, for 100 travel mugs, they wanted £577 plus VAT for 100 mugs. I thought that was ridiculous. That works out to be, by the time you add VAT and postage and what have you else to it, you're talking about £6.50 per mug before you've put any markup on it, and I think that is absolutely ridiculous. So yes, there we go. How are we doing for price? Well, I think I'm going to need to wrap this up soon. Final question I've got for you. I did write it down. What did you think of the competition? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was all right? Do you think I should have got better prizes up? Do you think I should do more? I found it quite long going, to be honest with you, because you've got to keep pushing it. You've got to keep pushing it all the time. And I found that quite difficult, actually, you know, getting that in along with my my work as well. But maybe, you know, maybe we could do another one next year, get some more prizes as well, because I think some of the prizes were really, really good. Didn't win anything though. Yeah, sorry about that, Mr. Parknest. Sorry about that indeed. Yeah, lots of people said they didn't win anything. In fact, I think it was only 10 people that won in the end. And I think in the future, when I do this again, I'm going to make the phone calls, and I'm going to make the standing that if I go to voicemail, you haven't won. I think it should be people that that answer the phone. for whatever reason that people don't answer the phone, I think that's fine. But you know, I think it might need to go to people who answer the phones that win the prize. What do you reckon? Do you think that's fair, or do you think that's unfair? Yeah, you won, John. Some of the phone calls were funny though, weren't they? They were really funny. The some of the stuff I had to cut out though was hilarious. I never answer from unknown numbers. Then how did you know it was an unknown number? I thought that myself actually, which is why I didn't hold back my number this time. The first time round I did, but this time I didn't. So there are 10 lucky people out there who've got my phone number. Do not disturb is now off. Fair. You did good, Dan. Thank you, Lynn Rich. You would need a burner phone and could release the number. True. Yeah, thanks, Tony. Take care, mate. Mandy Water. As long as you phone at a reasonable time, I think that's fair. Yeah. So, what do you reckon? 2 in the morning, people? Do you reckon I should phone up at 2 in the morning and say, "Hi, you've won a dash cam"? I think that's fair, don't you? Live phone calls. I thought that. I really did think that, but I would say something inappropriate or swear a bit. Yeah. Yeah, people seem to be liking the phone calls on the actual competitions, don't they? So yeah, I think that was quite good fun. While I'm thinking of dash cams, have you done a blog about which ones are good? We bought one which was terrible. Yes. Now, an update on dash cams. As you well know, I reviewed the Nextbase 412 dash cam, and in fact that's one of the ones that I'm giving away in this competition. Thank you to Nextbase for that. They have also sent me their updated product, which is the Nextbase 512, which has got a fantastic lens on it, and it's a lot better. I am filming footage with that one at the moment because I wanted to show it. One of the biggest criticisms I had on that review was I didn't show it in different light levels and different road conditions. So I want to do that one with different road conditions at different times of the day, so you can really see how good or how bad it really is. So I'm filming that at the moment. So yes, you will have an updated dashcam video, and whether it's worth the extra money, because it is more expensive, and I'll be quite honest with you and I'll say whether I think it's good or bad. No problem, Alice. Glad to be of service. The countdown was great. Yes, my inner Fluff Freeman. Never again. And yes, Punknest, you're absolutely right. TechMoan has reviewed lots of dash cams. Some of them are a bit old now though, but he is on the money with the dash cams there. So yeah, well worth going over to check his channel out. So I think that's it. How much do I recommend for a dash cam? About 100, 130 pounds, I would say. The cheap ones are okay, but I'll be honest with you now, I bought a cheap one, and when I needed the footage from it, it failed. It hadn't been recording for weeks, and I didn't know, and it just didn't tell me. So buyer beware. The cheap ones seem great as cheap, but yeah, there we go. Yes, it is time I take the better half to work. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope that works. Now this time when I press stop, I'm hoping the camera doesn't fall out of the cage. This could be a disaster. So thanks, everybody. It's been really lovely again. We'll do another one of these maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See you soon, guys. Take care now. Bye. I've got to press the button here, haven't I?